What is going on, everyone? The Houston Texans played a very competitive football game against the Kansas City Chiefs. And it was just like last week against the Dallas Cowboys, where you're very competitive for 4 quarters. And at the end of the day, the good team find ways to win. The Houston Texans lose today 30-24, 1-12-1. That is the record. You have the #1 overall pick secured at this point. It is still bring me Bryce Young, even though Davis Mills did look very good today. But, I have to give kudos and, props to this coaching staff, even though I still think at the end of the day, you fire Lovie Smith, you fire Pep Hamilton, you shot both of them out today for having this football team prepared this week and last week against two very competitive football teams. How do they look against, inferior teams like the Colts and the Titans and the Jaguars? Are we going to see a very competitive Houston Texans team against them? The past 2 games show was yes. So shout out to the coaching staff. This offense looked very good today, even though there was no Kenyon Green, no Nico Collins, no Brandon Cooks, no Damian Pierce. Davis Mills was the reason why the Houston Texans were in this game. 2 touchdowns through the air, 1 on the ground, 121 yards. He's not going to light it up on the stat sheet, but he was without so many starters, and he found his 2 favorite tight ends, Jordan Akins, Tegan Quitoriano. They scored pretty much all season. Tegan just caught his 2nd today, and Jordan Akins just caught his 3rd. The Houston Texans love tight ends in the red zone. That has been Davis Mills' go-to so far, even in the last season, right, with Brevin Jordan. But Davis Mills, he was throwing the ball very good. He had this offense in control. This offensive line was solid. Once again, only allowing 1 sack. Davis Mills was barely touched. Without Damian Pierce, they were also able to do some good things on the ground with Royce Freeman. This offense was very competitive, even though they were handicapped, right? And this is kind of the type of football games we wanted to see the Houston Texans lose. Very competitive, but your young people show out. Last week, it was Pierce and Petrie. This week, it was Davis Mills, right? Where the tough conversation starts is you already have fans thinking, well, why don't you go ahead and give Davis Mills, a year 3 next year? You build the defense, you give him a good, wide receiver and see what happens. I don't want these conversations to already be starting, right? And this is going to be a video for tomorrow, right? Because I was just in a space on Twitter. And if you follow me on Twitter at 713HSP, I hop in those, consistently. Whatever Davis Mills does in these last 5 games should not turn us away from Bryce Young. He is the #1 overall pick. Everyone knows it. And the fact that I had to listen to some people say that I could see them giving Davis Mills a year 3, it absolutely scares me. Switching to the defense, they had a very good day. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to do Kansas City Chiefs things. 300 a day from Mr. Patrick Mahomes through the air. 2 touchdowns, 1 on the ground. Travis Kelce was just a first down machine for them. Juju Smith-Schuster had a very good day. Pacheco was solid on the ground, added 89 yards, but the running back that did his dirty at the end of the day was Jared McKinnon. 50 yards on the ground, but then 70 through the air and a touchdown. He had that touchdown, which kind of, would seal the game after the Davis Mills fumble, and a competitive football game to the very end. You can't really complain about a game like this. You're a 1-12-1 football team, man. At this point, you're just hoping they give you something to at least cheer about at the end of the day. You're getting us closer to the NFL draft. You're getting us closer to Roger Goodell calling Bryce Young #1 overall. There's a lot more conversations to be had, but the Houston Texans fall today to the Kansas City Chiefs. Y'all let me know how y'all feel. Go Texans. Have a very blessed day.